America is not just a place. America is a promise written long before any of us was even born, and long before Charlie Kirk ever picked up a microphone. Listen, Charlie Kirk, whether you love him, hated him, or debated him, or even misunderstood him, he stood on something that was ancient, something older than the Constitution, older than the founding fathers, older than Washington, even older than Jefferson, and older than America itself. He stood on the principles of God, he stood on marriage, and he stood on family. These three pillars, these three eternal truths, were not invented by Charlie Kirk. Obviously, he simply refused to apologize for them. And today I want to talk about what Charlie Kirk truly believed and what that belief says about where America is headed. And if we don't fight for those foundations that this land was built on, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen to America? And see, that's what Charlie believed in America, but it wasn't built on opinions. It was built on trends. It was built on whatever, it wasn't built on whatever's popular on TikTok. America was built on principles, and principles don't just bend just because culture gets uncomfortable. You see, he believed that marriage wasn't just a romantic idea, it was a strategy from God for human flourishing. He believed family wasn't just a social unit, it was a spiritual ecosystem that produces identity, discipline, purpose, and the courage to stand when the world tells you you should probably sit down. He believed God wasn't a religious accessory, but the cornerstone of the entire American experiment. Because without God, rights don't come from heaven, they come from government. And if government gives them, then government can take it away. You see, he refused to live in that America, and so do I. You see, America is like a house that your great grandparents built. The foundation is ancient, the bricks have been tested, and the blueprint's obviously divine because that's how we all got here, right? But every generation has a choice to maintain it or mortgage it and forget about it. Charlie Kirk looked at America the way a man looks at an old home: weathered, cracked, imperfect, but priceless, sacred. A place you didn't want to sell off quick for cash or renovate beyond recognition just to impress the neighbors. He believed that the house still stands because the foundation still works, family still works, God still works, marriage still works, and those foundations have three names: God, marriage, and family. You see, take out one of those pillars and the house is leaning. Take out two, the roof breaks. Remove all three, and the whole nation is going to collapse. And guess what? America's for sale, morally, physically. And we all realize that. And Charlie said once, America is being sold not in real estate, but in values. Every time we trade truth for trends, we sell a piece of the American fabric. Every time we trade conviction for convenience, we sell a little bit more. Every time we trade family for individualism, marriage for monetary pleasure, or God for self worship, America is going up for auction. And to the highest bidder, obviously. It's always someone who never loved America. And this is what Charlie Kirk believed: not that America is perfect, not that people are perfect, but that the blueprint works. If we stop trying to rewrite it, God, family, faith, he believed America must not be for sale to anyone who wants to buy our time, our attention, our identity, or our sense of right or wrong or our freedom. Why was Charlie Kirk so triggered through this? What was his purpose? And why does Charlie Kirk trigger people? Because he touched the nerve America keeps trying to numb. Charlie Kirk talked about marriage in a culture that glorifies hooking up. He talked about family in a culture that romanticizes brokenness and celebrates independence as if it's a religion. He talked about God in a culture that thinks faith is an accessory that you wear only when it looks aesthetically pleasing. Charlie didn't care about being liked, he cared about being rooted. Rooted in scripture, rooted in tradition, and rooted in the belief that The best way to secure the future is to honor the blueprint of the past: family, God, marriage, faith. I say to you today, America cannot outrun her own foundations. You cannot build a skyscraper on sand. America owes itself its core values. You cannot build a nation full of chaos. You cannot build a future on rebellion against reality. Marriage is for man and woman. God is real, and if family falls, children are going to wander off. If God disappears, morality becomes choose your own adventure. In a nation without moral truth, hell, it's a nation without direction. And Charlie Kirk believed that America must return to the ancient paths, not because they're old, but because they work, because they produce life, because they preserve freedom, because they keep us human, especially in the world of AI where things are becoming less human. Let me talk to you very plainly. Right now, America is fighting for its soul. We've got more information than ever now and less wisdom than ever, more freedom than ever, and less discipline than ever before, more connection than ever before, and families more broken than ever. Charlie Kirk wasn't saying go back to the 1950s. He was saying return to the foundations that built humans, that built civilizations, that built freedom. Because without foundations, you don't lose America, you lose yourself. In a world full of chaos and disorder, we've got to get back to the foundation truths. And that's what Charlie Kirk truly believed. He believed that God is the source of human dignity. He believed that marriage is the stabilizer of the soul. Charlie Kirk believed that family is the training ground for character, and so do I. You know what else he believed? He believed in freedom is impossible without moral order. He believed America survives only if we protect the foundation, not politics, not parties, not person. It's about principles, ancient, enduring, and non-negotiables. This is a warning. The truth is, the world is trying to invent a new reality that doesn't include God. This reality doesn't include marriage. It doesn't include family. It doesn't include accountability.